Even though he was silent, we were closer than ever. He was my shadow. When I'd practice my speeches for the debate team, he'd sit there nodding, giving me a thumbs up or a thumbs down, like a silent Roman emperor. He was my rock, but sometimes the silence felt like a wall I couldn't climb. Last month, I was a wreck, stressing over my valedictorian speech. I told him, "Leo, I'm terrified I'm going to freeze up on that stage." He just squeezed my hand and pointed at a sticky note on his desk that said, "You got this." But I noticed something weird. For the last few weeks, Leo started disappearing into the garage for hours. I'd hear these strange, muffled thumps like someone trying to start a lawnmower that just wouldn't catch. When I'd peek in, he'd be red-faced, sweating, and he'd immediately look away. I thought he was just frustrated with a woodworking project or something. Then came graduation morning. 4,000 people in the bleachers. When it was my turn, I walked to the mic, looked at the crowd, and my mind went completely blank. My throat closed up. The silence was deafening. Suddenly from the front row, Leo stood up. The whole stadium went quiet. He took this massive, shuddering breath. His knuckles were white as he gripped the railing. And then he forced it out. It wasn't loud, and it sounded like gravel scraping on pavement, but he yelled, "Speak! Jules!" I froze. My parents gasped. The entire row of teachers turned around. It was the first time I'd heard his voice in 1,095 days. I didn't just give the speech. I crushed it. Afterward, I found him behind the stage. He looked exhausted, like he'd just run a marathon, but he had the biggest, goofiest grin on his face. I realized then that all those hours in the garage, he wasn't building furniture. He was fighting his way back to me one syllable at a time. He finally found his voice, just so I wouldn't lose mine.